In a quiet seaside village, inside a cozy little home filled with warmth and laughter, lived a tiny green turtle named Tiko. Tiko wasn't an ordinary turtle. He was curious, brave, and loved exploring his small glass world. He spent his days swimming in clear water, watching sunlight sparkle through the tank, and listening to the cheerful giggles of his best friend, Sarah. Every morning, Sarah would sit by the window with Tycho's tank beside her. She'd gently tap the glass and say, "Good morning, my little explorer." And Tiko, as if he understood her perfectly, would stretch his tiny legs and blink happily. Sarah loved to decorate his tank with pebbles, shells, and plants. Sometimes, she even read stories aloud, believing that her tiny friend listened carefully to every word. It was a simple, beautiful friendship, one built on love and care. But one evening, the peaceful house turned quiet. Dark clouds began to gather, and a cold wind swept through the open window. Sarah's mother called out, "Sarah, come help me close the windows." In her hurry, Sarah forgot to shut the one beside Tycho's tank. As thunder boomed and lightning flashed across the sky, the table shook and crash. Tycho's tank tipped over, spilling water everywhere. The frightened little turtle slid across the wet floor and through the open window, out into the stormy night. Outside, the world felt huge and strange. Raindrops hit the ground like tiny drums, and flashes of lightning lit the garden for moments at a time. Tiko shivered under a leaf, unsure which way to go. But then, he remembered Sarah's voice. "Be brave, my little explorer." He took a deep breath and whispered, "I have to find my way home." And with that tiny spark of courage, he began his journey. Soon, he reached a puddle that looked like an ocean to him. As he stood there wondering how to cross, a cheerful voice said, "Need a hand, little one?" It was a frog, bright green, with kind eyes and a wide smile. "I'm trying to get home," said Tycho softly. The frog chuckled. "Then hop aboard." Using a large leaf as a raft, the frog helped Tycho float across the puddle. As raindrops splashed around them, the frog said, "The world looks big when you're small, but every step forward counts." Tycho smiled shyly. "Thank you, friend." By the time night fell, the rain had stopped. The air was calm, and tiny fireflies began to appear, hundreds of golden lights dancing through the trees. One brave firefly landed right on Tycho's shell and began to glow softly. Tycho followed its light through the darkness, step by step. He whispered, "You're showing me the way, aren't you?" The little firefly flickered as if to say yes. For the first time since the storm, Tycho didn't feel alone. As he moved along the garden wall, two shining eyes appeared in the dark. A cat. His tail swished, and it slowly stepped closer. Tycho froze in fear. The cat sniffed him gently, paused, and then turned away, disappearing into the shadows. Tycho took a deep breath of relief. Even those who seem scary can choose to be kind. After a long night, the first light of dawn painted the sky pink and gold. Tycho was exhausted, but when he smelt the sea breeze, he knew he was close. He crawled through tall grass, past wildflowers and shells, until he reached the sandy beach. There, he stopped and looked at the endless waves stretching to the horizon. He sighed and whispered, "Sarah, I wish you were here." Just then, a familiar voice echoed through the morning air. "Tycho, my little hero." Sarah was running down the beach, her shoes splashing through shallow puddles. Tears sparkled in her eyes as she scooped him up